Nothing to see here. Just putting another bale in the storage facility here, trying to beat the 200 bale limit. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at how you can beat the bale limit on console of 200 bales by using a base game item. Yes, base game. It's a silo that is going to be able to store your bales for you. Let me show you exactly where it's at in your store. So the first thing you're going to want to do is come down to construction, and then you're going to go over to silos, and then you're going to go to this building right here. It's the bale and pallet storage. What we're looking at today is going to be only the bale portion of this, and you're going to be able to put this thing down anywhere as long as you don't have something in the way. And it costs $29,000. That's without any terraforming or anything like that. You just hit X, put it down. You're going to be able to rotate this thing around any way you want to right here. As you can see, I've got some other stuff in the way, but it's pretty easy to put down, and it's going to make your life so much easier on console. As you can see, I've already got some bales in there. It's showing 43 bales, and it looks like they're 9,000 liters each. Well, the next question I've got, how many different things can we put in here? So let's go ahead and just push these forward right here into this. So both of those are going to go now. All right, so that was easy. It looks like it stacked it right there in the front. So what about a round cotton bale? Can we put cotton bales in with our grass or hay and our straw? Yeah, it went right there. So it's really, man, it's kind of, smart about this, about where it's putting everything. Now, this is a 20,000 liter cotton bale right here. Where's it going to put it at? Let's see. And it put it in the front. All right, cool. Now, that's all base game items. Over here, I've got some other items that aren't so base game. So this one right here, these are 14,000 liters, and they're wrapped. Now, these are going to be silage eventually. So let's go ahead and put them in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and let's go ahead and start the unloading process right here. Now, like I said, these are wrapped, and I wonder, is it going to keep this blue silage color on here, or is it going to change it to something else? Let's go ahead and hit this, and it's putting it in there as the blue. That's really awesome. And if we come up here, we can see that it says that it's grass, 14,000 liters, and I've got 17 of them in there right now. All right, really cool. So let's go ahead and grab another one here. Let's get this guy out of the way. As you guys can see, I made a bunch of bales out here. So let's go ahead and grab the next one here. Now, these are red ones, or no, let's go with the straw. Yeah, let's go with the straw. So next straw is going to be 36,000 liter bales. Okay, this is from the increased capacity mod that we have. Now, this one's going to be tricky because they stand up vertically, right? So let's go ahead and unfold this, and we've got just a little bit of a section right there on the edge. You could see that this, it might work. I'm not sure. We might have to drop these down and then push them backwards. So we're as close as we can get right now. Let's go ahead, drop that down. There we go. And if I start to back up, that was actually pretty simple. Actually pretty simple. Now on this one, you can see that I've got some red silage, and I've also got the ones in the back. Those are poplar. So let's go ahead and unfold this as well. And let's see if this is actually going to go ahead and store these poplars in here for us. So we're going to go ahead and start the unload process. And as it backs up, yeah, it's going to take them. And the last one that I want to try is the mini bales right here, the baby bales. These are from the Massey Ferguson. And yeah, all right, now I have no idea where I put it. So looking at the list here, it doesn't look like anything is in any particular order. It's kind of grouping all the straw together and then the cottons together, but the grass is kind of split up. So I don't know exactly how it's going to look, but anything that you put in here bale wise, it is going to take. This is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's going to leave the different colored wrapping on there as well, even if it's from a mod. Those were mods available on the mod hub, and it left them. Now, how are you going to be able to get these out? Well, it's pretty simple. All you got to do, come right over here, and just like you're going to be unloading a silo, you're going to press down on your L3. It's going to ask you which ones do you want on. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get my baby bale out. There it is. All right, I'm going to do it again, and this time let's go ahead and get the cotton bale out. Yep, there it is. Now, let's go ahead and get the other cotton bale out. I want to see. All right, so it's putting them out here as I have room. So let's go ahead and grab 25 of these bales right here. Let's see how many we can fit. All right, so it stuck them all the way around the outside. So as long as I've got room here, it's going to keep giving me stuff, but it's going to come to a point where I can't get anything else out. There's not enough space to place the bales. This is an absolutely fantastic addition here to base game. Guys, you're not going to need any mods at all to be able to utilize and have this building already in your game. You're just going to need patch 1.9. It released on March 14th, 2023. So if you're seeing this video, you should already have it. And one really interesting fact about this, we've got a mod that gives you 36,000 liter square bales. Multiply that by 250, which is how many you can fit in here. That's 9 million liters of straw you can store in this building. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I'm going to show you how you can steal every single one of these contract bales. As you can see right here, I've got 2 contracts active, one on field number 71 and one on field number 17. One is to make hay bales, the other one is to make silage. And that's where I'm at right now. Field number 71, I've got a bunch of silage bales that I've already made. Now, I've got a couple different sizes. I used a couple different machines, but that's not the point here. What the really cool thing is that I'm going to be able to take that tractor right there, the brand new Massey Ferguson. I'm going to be able to pick these bales up, and then I'm going to be able to put them in my own storage. Yes, these storage facilities got an update in 1.9.1, the patch, and now we're able to actually store contract bales in our own areas. But I'm going to be able to keep every one of these, not just the excess, all of them. Let me show you. And one thing that I want to go ahead and point out is my money in the top right hand corner. I've got $378,284. So now I'm going to come in here to my contracts, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and just cancel both of these. All right, so boom, cancel that one, cancel this one, and now I'm going to go ahead and collect as well. I didn't get any money at all, but as you can see, my money still stayed the same, and it says contract on field 17 and 71 both failed. My money didn't go down, and I've got a bunch of new grass right here. So check this out. I'm now going to be able to go over here into my tractor. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn on the operating position. I'm going to go ahead and drive over here, and I'm going to be able to pick these bales up. No problem. It's just like I had created them myself. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a couple more up here along the way, and then I'm going to go put them into that storage building that you see right over there. All right, and here I am at my storage building. I'm going to go ahead and pull up just right about here. I'm going to go ahead and go to unload bales. I'm going to go ahead and move these over here just like this, and then once again unload them, and check that out. They are now in my own storage building right here. Now, to do this contract, I used my own equipment, so maybe that had something to do with it. But on this one up here, I actually used all the equipment that was provided in the contract. The only thing I've done here with this tractor is just hook it up to this trailer. Let's go ahead and start this one up as well. I'm going to go over here and pick up these bales, and then we're going to go and put it into the storage building that I've got over here. So I don't know how or why this is working, but I thought it was really cool. I was doing some testing here after the patch update, and just kind of stumbled across this. I accidentally canceled out a contract and was like, oh no, but it works, right? It absolutely works. So unload the bales, move them over, and then I'm going to go ahead and unload again, and boom, there we go. 4 bales right there, and they are absolutely mine. You know, it's showing it right there down in the bottom right hand corner. 4 out of 250, and I've got 4 of them that are 4,500 liters. And I'm going to go ahead and share something else with you that's going to blow your mind. Every once in a while, you're going to be able to get to do these contracts again. Yeah, check this out. I'm able to go ahead and do another contract here on field number 71. Now this time it's going to be, you know, with a tedder, and I've got to actually make hay bales, but I could do the exact same thing, and now I get a ton of silage bales and a ton of hay bales for absolutely free. And I don't know, maybe it's going to show up again. Maybe this thing is just going to keep going and going and going, and you're just going to be able to pack your storage facilities here with a ton of absolutely free stolen bales. Now they might not like you, but you're getting all your product for nothing, absolutely free. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we are going to finally settle an age-old debate: which one is worth more, loose straw or bales? So as you can see, we've got a couple different options here and a third one over here. I've got square bales, I've got round bales, and I've got a forage wagon full of loose straw right here. I'm gonna go ahead and hop in this one. As you can see, we have 50,000 liters of loose straw. I'm gonna go ahead and sell this right now, and we're gonna see exactly how much money we're gonna be able to make total off of all of these 50,000 liters here. All right, that's $3,095. All right, so next what I'm going to do is come over here to the one that has all of the round bales. As you can see, there are 24 bales here. Now, these are each 11,000 liters. All right, so this is a total of 264,000 liters. I'm going to go ahead and begin the unloading process right here. Now, hopefully these are all going to go in. I think we're going to be all right. Let's go ahead and hit unload here. And yeah, we should be good to go. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of back up a little bit to help out the process a little bit. All right, last one right there, 16,541. Now, the value there is obviously more, right? There was more product, okay? And the same thing is going to work here. We've got the Massey Ferguson with our square bales. I'm going to go ahead and unload these as well. Going to go ahead and start it up. And here we have 9,000 liter bales. We have 14 of them, which is 126,000 liters. So the same thing is going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and just unload now. There we go. And boom, all of these are going to sell right there. And 79.21. After doing all the math, I've got the totals here of how much we got off each liter of product. All right. So on the round bales right here, we made a total of $0.063 per liter of straw. 0.063. For these square bales right here, we had the exact same 0.063 per liter of straw. And for the loose straw, we had a 0.062 per liter of straw. So that is a difference of 0.001 per liter. And that means that there's basically none. I mean, it's going to take you hundreds of thousands of liters before you really start to see any real difference, if not even millions of liters of straw, before you start seeing a difference here in the price at sale time between loose straw and bales. Are you tired of logging but still want to use all the productions from the Platinum Expansion DLC for Farming Simulator 22? I've got a mod for you where you're never going to have to cut another tree again. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I'm going to show you a mod called Wood Production. Now, this is a really cool one. It's going to be like a greenhouse that you get to put some seeds, some fertilizer, water into, and then it's going to give you wood. Yes, wood pallets are going to spawn right here. To get this on your map, all you need to do is come down to construction, and then you need to go over to production, go to greenhouses, and then you can see it's right here at the end. It's called Wood Production. It's going to cost you $20,000, and you could put it anywhere you like. You can see that you can spin it around. It's not going to snap anywhere. 20,000 bucks. I mean, give or take a little bit for some terraforming that needs to happen. Once you get the mod placed down on the map where you like it, you're going to need to come over here and put a little bit of water in here first. There is one recipe that only takes water. Then if you want to go a little bit faster, you need to come back here and put a little bit of manure or a little bit of slurry into this tip point right here. Once you get that full, you can come over here to your menu. You can see right here, you've got 3 different recipes that are going to give you wood. The first one is water slow. That's going to be where you only need water and just a little bit of seeds. And then the next one is going to be your water fast. That's going to be some seeds, some water, and a little bit of manure. And then the last one, you're going to use slurry instead of manure, and it's going to be the exact same rate. Now, how much are you going to get out of here every single month? Well, only 3,960 if you're using the fast recipes right here. The slow one, you're going to get half of that. So if you don't want to have any fertilizers, go slow. I mean, it's not that much. It's really 0.15 for every single liter of a log. So it's not that bad at all. And as you can see, you got 20,000 liter capacity of water, and your seeds is 2,000 liters. Your manure and slurry is 5,000. Now your wood is only 3,000 liters of capacity. And there's another part of this mod that I want to show you that's going to drastically increase that capacity for you. But before I take a look at that, I want to tell you about another thing here that this mod can do. You can actually make planks and get some wood chips also. Now, if you do decide to do that, your wood chips are going to come out right here, get a trailer, and you're going to be able to tip into them. But let's go back over here into the menu and take a look here at your planks. Now, you can see right here, we've got a slow and a fast. All you need is some of the wood that you've already put into here, and then you can run this recipe. Now, it's not going to be a ton, but it's going to be enough that maybe you can send it over to some of those other productions that we were talking about in the Platinum Expansion DLC. And if you decide to not grow your own trees and you actually do want to cut some wood down, maybe you got some extra trees laying around the farm you're going to get rid of, you can bring them over right here and then go to this point right here, actually sell your logs, which is going to bring them into the facility, and then use that to make your plank. So it's a really small sawmill, little bitty table saw right there, super slow, low volume stuff. And if you decide that 3,000 liter capacity is not enough for you, you've got this right here. This is going to be a storage silo. Way you're going to get this one is going to construction, and then you're going to go down to silos, and then all the way across. You can see it's called timber storage right here. It's going to hold wood and wood chips, and it's going to be about $80,000 to put down. It'll spin around anywhere you want it to. Find a nice level spot, and you'll be good to go. Interesting features about this one is right here you've got a tipping point, so once again you can bring full-size logs over here. You don't have to use the other mod to be able to use this one if you're looking for a really good timber storage facility, because you don't want to take it over to the sawmill yet. You can put it in here and it will store it for you. To access your menu, you're going to come right here to this point, and as you can see, you've got wood and wood chips, and over on the right, you are going to be able to store 1 million liters worth of timber, or 250,000 liters of your wood chips. If you want to take your wood out of here, you can either distribute it to the next facility, like your sawmill, or one of those other production facilities, like the wood lathe, I believe it is, or the wood turner. You can distribute straight over there, but if you want to get these pallets out, all you have to do is come right here, hit circle, and it's going to go boom. Those are going to get out of the way, and your pallets are going to spawn right here for you. If you want to get your wood chips, you're going to come around to the back side right here, boom, and it's going to go into your trailer, no problem. And if you're looking for a place to sell your wood pallets, you can get one of these sell points right here. It's only $500. So if you're like me and you kind of got a little bit burnout on logging, I highly recommend checking this out. It's going to be a great way for a new farm to be able to make some serious money here on these productions. We know that with the Platinum Expansion productions, you can make some serious money. And you don't really have to do a whole lot. I mean, it's going to be what, $150,000 to invest in this, and then you can store up to 1 million liters of wood. Now, it's going to take quite a while to make everything using just this one facility right here, but this does give you the option that if you want to store up a whole bunch of wood, like if you got a ton that you want to cut down over the winter time, and you want to put it into a facility, it's going to store 1 million liters, and then you can just distribute that over throughout the year. That's going to let you cut down a lot more trees and just store them in here instead of having them kind of sticking all around your map and creating a whole bunch of lag for you. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at when you can chaff your corn. Yes, I've got different patches set up right here. As you can see, I've got everything from freshly sown all the way through fully ready to harvest down here on the end. Each one of these was planted in a different day. So I started down here, planted this one, slept a day, came back, planted this one, came back, you know, and so forth, all the way down here. And I'm just wondering, how many months does it take before you can actually chaff the corn? All right, so now that I've got the forage harvester set up, let's go ahead and test out and see which month I can begin to chaff the corn. This first row you see right here, this is freshly planted or sown, so this is month number 0. Next one, this is the first month right here. Okay, I'm not able to do anything at all here. This is number 2, so this is 2 months worth of growth. Can't do anything here. 3 months of growth. It's getting a little bit taller. Can I do anything with it? Nope, it just lays it over. All right, so next is 4 months of growth, and yes, I'm able to chaff it. All right, so 4, and then 5, absolutely, and then 6, obviously. Okay, so now we know that we can actually turn corn into chaff after the 4th month. So 4 months of growth time. So if you're planting in April, right, then you're going to be able to chaff your corn in August. But does the 4-month corn give you a less yield than if you wait until 6 months? Let's go find out. Here at my other test area, I've got a smaller field right here that I'm going to be able to make a pass down and a pass back. I'm going to use this as my control patch because I know that this corn right here is fully ready to go. It's ready to harvest. It's 6 months worth of growth time. I'm going to go and fire up the forage harvester here, and I'm just going to go and hire a worker and let them go down, turn around, and then come back. And that's going to be our control. This is going to be, the absolute best that we can get on this field right here with the yield potential. Now, this is also really, really awesome stuff. You can see that our yield bonus is at 100%. Absolutely the best that you're going to be able to get here, unless you're running precision farming, but we're not going to look at that right now. The worker is now done, and as you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, we have 31,944 liters. So that is our control. Let me go ahead and test out the 4-month and the 5-month growth times, and I'll be back here in a minute to let you know the results. I got some very interesting results. Whenever I did the 5-month growth here, it was exactly the same number, 31,944 liters. So let me show you what the 4-month result is here, and that is going to be 31,901 liters. So guys, it was only literally like 43 less liters here by having it 2 months less of growth. So I don't see that as a big difference at all. I mean, this field is 0.23 hectares, so basically a quarter of a hectare. So if you multiply that by 4, you're only talking what, 172 liters. I mean, that's not very much at all. I don't think that, I mean, for whatever reason, sometimes after you do a crop a couple different times, maybe the header wasn't in the exact same spot or something like that, right? We've seen variances in fields. So by having that small of a variance, I don't see that as being a determining factor in which way you should go here on cutting your chaff, your corn into chaff. If anything, you could say that, well, if I can cut it every 4 months instead of every 6 months, now in a year, if I'm not playing on seasonal cycles, now this only applies if you don't have seasonal cycles on. If I'm able to cut it every 4 months, that's 3 cuts per year, versus if I wait till 6 months to get those extra 176 liters, whatever it was, that's 2 cuts per year. So I'm missing out on an entire cut just to try and get a few extra little liters. I don't think that's the way to go. I think if you're not playing on seasonal cycles and you're trying to get the most out of your chaff that you can, you want to do it every single 4 months. So I don't see why you would want to wait till 6, just to be able to get that little bit extra right there. Now, I also did a test looking at the seasonal cycles, and unfortunately, you're not really able to plant anything in August that's then going to come back up and be harvested before you need to put corn in the field again, except for grass. Grass is like the only thing that I could think of that you would want to put in here. It's got a very short growth time if you're on the seasonal cycles, right? So you can plant your corn in April whenever it's ready, harvest it in August, your chaff right here, immediately put grass in the field, and then you can cut that at the end of the year to be able to get you 2 crops off of one field. Now, yeah, it's grass, right? And you could make silage out of it. You absolutely could. Or you can, get hay, and then, every single year you're getting 2 crops off of the one field. And, we don't have to have straw for your TMR. You only need to have hay and silage. So, get this stuff, put it into however you want to turn it into silage, and then it's going to be ready whenever you got your hay ready as well. And then you can make your TMR, feed your cows, and you're good to go. But that's the only benefit I could see of running a seasonal cycle. Now, if you're not on seasonal cycles, absolutely every 4 months, just hammer out chaff every 4 months. There's lots of mods that you can use to ferment it. I mean, Omotanis Fermenting Silo is a great one. Absolutely phenomenal mod here. That way, all you have to do is just dump off your trailer into that pit and just let it do its thing, right? Just let it do its thing. You don't have to worry about packing a bunker or anything like that. Did you know that as your harvester gets more wear and tear on it and the damage starts going up, your yield actually starts going down? But when does that happen? How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today we are going to take a look at what happens whenever you start getting too much damage on your harvester and when you should repair that harvester. Now, it doesn't need to be done like every 5% or anything like that. It takes a little bit to happen, and today we're going to find out exactly where that point is at. So what I've got here is an awesome Colossus harvester right here by Chris S. and Riley S. I've got a field of barley right here because barley is the highest yielding crop that you can use with a regular header right there. As you can see, the yield bonus is at 100%. This thing is ready to go. So what we're going to do is go ahead and hop into our harvester right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the bad boy on, and we are going to go ahead and start harvesting. Now, this is an Unreal speed, so I'm going to be going kind of fast, but the goal here is to see exactly how much yield I get, because this harvester is at 100% of everything. My damage is 0% damage on the harvester itself. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this entire field, and then I'm going to come back and give you guys exactly how much yield that is. I got the entire field done, and as you can see, we got 35,084 liters. So that is going to be our baseline right now that we are going to use for all of the other testing that we're going to do. And you might be wondering, well, how long is it going to take you to actually do this test? Well, it's actually quite simple using EasyDev here on the PC. So all I'm going to have to do is reset my game save, start back over with everything fresh, and then I'm going to go into the EasyDev here, hitting F12, and I go down to my vehicle right here, and then I can come down here to damage, the condition, right? So I can set this anywhere that I want to on a 10% increment. So I'm going to start off whenever I come back. We'll do 10%. I'll set it again, 20%, 30, 40, 50. I'll keep going until I see that there's a trend that I'm seeing in the drop off in the yield, because I know it's going to happen. It has to happen. I know it's a thing that happens here in Farming Simulator 22. So once I get to a point where I feel that, hey, okay, this is showing a trend that we definitely need to pay attention to, I'm going to stop the testing, and I'll come back and I'll report to you guys exactly where that's at. All right, everybody, we got done here with the last test that I'm going to do, and I got all the way down to 50% on the harvester. Let me go ahead and show you here on this. You can see right here the Lizard Colossus 900 CR edition. This is the one that I'm using right now. It's at 50%. The Draper is still at 100%. And here is the yield, 31,046 liters. So we did have quite the drop off. And if you guys know me, I've got a spreadsheet for you. Here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the whole thing all at once. I tested every 10% from 0% all the way up to 50% damage. And as you can see on the first run, we had 35,084 liters. At 10% damage, once again, 35,084 liters. 20% damage, 35,080 liters. So, I mean, just 4 liters. I don't know what happened. Sometimes you get off just that little bit. And the same thing happened here on 30% damage, 35,083. Was only off by 1 liter that time. I wouldn't consider either of those a loss. Just sometimes, you know, I may not have hit a edge of a field exactly the same way, or going back and catching some of the little bits that I missed on the first pass. It kind of happens like that. Now, the bigger one that I'm seeing right here is your 40% damage. You only got 33,084 liters. That right there is the tipping point for me. Anything after 30% is when you're going to start having a loss in your yield, because the harvester is breaking down and it's not processing it properly. And then to back that up, at 50%, you have 31,046 liters. And I'm going to go and show you this other chart right here where you can see a lot better visual of what is exactly happening. You can see from 0 all the way through 30, the yield is pretty level here. And then it starts to just nosedive right there at 40 and 50%. And it's consistent. So if you wait all the way, you know, to 100% damage before you fix your harvester, you are going to be losing so much yield. So I don't see any need to repair your harvester before 30%, unless you just want to get on a good maintenance cycle, like the end of the year, it's time to fix everything, totally. But do not let your harvester get beyond 30% damage, or you're gonna start leaving crop out in the field and losing money. Do you currently have a spinnery and a tailor shop on your farm? Well, you need to sell both of them, because I've got a mod that you're going to be able to use in place of both of these, and you're going to be able to make a lot more money. And that's going to be the clothing factory right here. Now, this is by Grimlock RRC. It's available for all platforms on the Mod Hub. This mod is really, really awesome, guys. It's going to make your clothes without having to make fabric. Let me go ahead and show you the recipes. So the first one you can see right here, it's fabric wool. Now this is going to make clothes instead of just regular fabric, and it's only 4 in and 1 out, so it is a little bit of a reduction. But then here on your cotton, you're going to be able to do the same thing, put cotton straight into this and get clothes out. It's 10 to 3. Tons of cycles on this thing. If you guys know me, I've got a spreadsheet, but let's go ahead and take a look exactly how you're going to put this on your farm. So you're going to want to come down here into construction, and then you want to go over to productions. You want to go down into factories, which is your first category here. And then you want to go across until you find your mods. That's going to be right here, the clothing factory. This is going to cost you $90,000 to put down. And right now I've got the snap turned on. So when I spin this thing around, it's going to go to one of those really nice angles. The way you could do that is you hit your down on your L3. So your left analog stick. If you do that, it's going to make it so it snaps. If you press it again, it's going to make it just like this, so it doesn't snap any longer. So I want to go ahead and snap it. I want to bring it over to the edge, make it really nice and square. Boom. I'm going to go put it down. Now I've got a little bit of terraforming that's going to happen right here. So it's going to cost me a little bit more than $91,000, but base price is 90. If you level it off before, it's exactly how much it's going to cost you. Points of interest, though, are here on the backside. This is where you're going to be putting in your product right here. And then you're going to be able to pick everything up here on this side. So make sure you have those two areas there clear enough that you can get whatever equipment you're going to be dropping off your cotton and your wool, and then picking up your pallets right here. So for my spreadsheets here, I did something a little bit different. Now I did go ahead and take a look at the clothing factory by itself all the way through, how much more money you're going to be able to make instead of just selling the wool and the cotton by itself, you know, without having to run it through any processes. I show that value, and then how much more money you're going to be able to make if you use this facility for a month and for the year. And then I also compared the spinnery and the tailor shop. If you run those together, how much money you can make in a year using the tailor shop with having to use the spinnery as well. So you're going to see exactly how much difference there is between this mod right here or using the base equipment to go all the way through the process. So let's go ahead and pull that spreadsheet up. Right here, you can see that this is the fabric wool and fabric cotton. Now this is coming out of the clothing factory. You can see that you've got the wool and the cotton. There's your normal peak price. All of this stuff is going to be your normal prices. If you're on easy, you're going to make a little bit more money. If you're on hard, you're going to make a little bit less money. Now, if we go across your input, we saw that that was 4 and 10. Your input value per cycle, that is how much the input is, every single input. So 4 liters of wool is going to be valued at about $8.73, and 10 liters of cotton is roughly about $25.01. Your output is going to be clothes on both of these. Your normal peak sale price for clothes is about $15,500. Now your output quantity per cycle, you can see, is 1 and 3. So that's an output value of $19.56. That's definitely more than what you put into it. Your difference per cycle, obviously $10 or $31. Cycles per month on your wool into clothes is $28.80, and on your cotton into clothes is $11.52. Each one of these costs $240 per month to be able to run the production. So your peak gross profit per month on wool into clothes is $28,111 estimated. All right. Now on your cotton, that's going to be $35,147. So roughly about $28,000 or $35,000. Now this is taking it directly from wool or cotton into clothes. You don't have to make fabric in between here. You're eliminating a step, and man, it's a lot more. It's so much more than the other. We're going to look at that here in a second. So your peak gross profit per year is going to be $337,000 on your wool, or your cotton is $422 roughly. Your cost of your facility is about $90,000 depending on how much terraforming you have to do. Now your output volume per month, this is the cool thing, 28.80 on wool, and 34.56 for cotton. That's quite a bit every single month that's going to be coming out of this facility. And the really cool thing is, if you got both these recipes on at the same time, you're just going to get clothes. You're not going to get different stuff, right? So it's just going to stack on top of each other. Really awesome there. Output volume per year, almost 35,000 liters of wool and about 41,000 liters of cotton. Now, your input, how much is it going to need every single month? Wool, about 11,500. Cotton, 28,800, which means it's going to be about a bale and a half if you're using the big square bales. So your input volume per year, 138,000 liters of wool. That is a lot of sheep, y'all. But your cotton, only 346,000 roughly. I mean, it is quite a few, but that's what, 17, 18 bales? You could do that, right? Now, how does this compare to using a spinnery and a tailor shop? What I'm going to do is go ahead and start roughly about in the middle of the chart here at the peak gross profit per month. Now, you can see that the clothing factory, 28,000 and 35,000. Now compare that with the spinnery, and that's not very much. It's only not even $14,000 combined. Or your clothes, literally, you're only going to make not even $5,000 a month, and you've got to run it through the spinnery first, right? So your peak gross profit per year, guys, you're looking at over $750,000 coming in, and your profit per year, just your profit, not even your revenue, just your profit overselling these items by themselves is going to be over $750,000 if you're using the clothing factory. Now that's potential. Or if you do it the other way, 57,000. That's not that much, y'all. Now, if we keep going across all the way over, you can see that does take a lot less volume, right, per year as an input, but you're obviously getting a lot less coming out. Now, another column that I've added over here to the far right, this is total revenue per year. I typically don't do this on my mods, but I'm comparing the two together now. And as you can see, for the clothing factory, it's going to be almost $642,000 if you're running the wool by itself, or if you're running the cotton by itself, it's $770,000. Now compare that down to the bottom, which is just the tailor shop by itself for an entire year of max production at normal price, like the best price, but on normal, it's only $240. Y'all, you're going to be able to make what, 2.5 times almost, right? More out of the clothing factory just on wool, and almost 3 times more out of cotton. And you don't have to run both. I mean, if you do, obviously, right, you're good. You're going to be able to let your product go a little bit farther, and you may not have to have as much input coming in, right? But holy cow, guys, it's a no-brainer. I mean, a $90,000 facility versus 160. I mean, that just makes sense in and of itself, right? That's $70,000 savings. And then to see the amount of how much more you can make at this facility, that's insane. Absolutely insane. And if you wanted to make that much money, roughly it's going to take you 2 spinneries and 3 tailor shops to equal that output of clothes and your annual revenue. Now, the investment on that is $90K versus $420K. Plus, you're using other productions that you could be using, you know, those slots for something else. Why not throw down one of these clothing factories and just be done? You know what I mean? So sell your spinneries, sell your tailor shops, get yourself a clothing factory mod right here. You're only going to need one on your farm. Did you recently purchase a lot of cows and need to feed them right away, but you don't have any TMR? Yeah, I've got a mod for that. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I'm going to show you the fastest TMR mixer available for all platforms. And what we have right here is the Field Products Factory. This is by Farmer Jeb, and it was actually released back in 2022, August 5th to be exact, and it's never had an update. This thing is that good, y'all. It is a phenomenal machine. First off, where are you going to find it? We're going to need to come down here into construction, and then you come across to your productions, and then it's under your factories, and you scroll across until you see this icon right here. The lizard is what it's going to show up as, and it says Field Products Factory. Now, it's going to make a lot of other things besides just your TMR, I mean, you're going to be able to make your own silage, your own hay in here as well. And what you want to do, go ahead and, you can see right here, I can rotate this thing any way I like. Now, right now, I've got the snap on by pressing my L3 down. If I press that again, now it's a smooth transition and rotation, and I can put this thing anywhere that I like to. Roughly $100,000 is what it's going to cost you if you don't have any terraforming. Once you get to put down, a couple points of interest here are going to be the unload point. This is going to be your fill point right here. And then around here on the other side is where you're actually going to be able to, to use the facility right here. And as you can see, there are a lot of things that you are going to be able to make. Your hay, your silage, your manure, your TMR, 2 different versions of it, and then some fertilizer, solid fertilizer using digestate or manure. We're not going to look at all the other stuff, only the TMR today, and really just one recipe. That's going to be your total mixed ration with hay and silage. This one right here. As you can see, it's going to take 1,000 liters of your hay and 1,000 liters of your silage and give you 2,000 liters of TMR. You're not losing anything here at all. Now, the really awesome thing about this is the number of cycles every single month. 864. And by having that many cycles, you're going to be able to produce over 1.7 million liters of TMR every single month. Y'all, this is the absolute fastest one that you can have on console. If you need a ton of TMR right now, this is going to be the one for you. And you're also going to have a ton of storage too. 1.65 million liters of storage. Now you're going to have to unload it before the end of the month. So if you have this thing set on max, you have plenty of material going into it. You're not going to be able to get everything made that you think you can because of the number of cycles, right? Your storage is limited here. So you're going to have to empty it out before the thing produces a full month's worth of production. So if you're trying to sleep overnight or month to month, it's not going to work for you. And keep producing. It's going to fill up and it's going to stop. It's going to turn off. It's super easy to use. All you have to do is go right here. You're going to dump in your products just like any other fill point right here. And then whenever you want to get some of your TMR out, all you have to do is press your L3, go across to where it says TMR, and you can go ahead and fill up. It's actually pretty quick. I mean, this trailer is already 50% full right now. I mean, this is super, super fast. And then all you have to do is take it over here to your cows and go ahead and start dumping it off. Console players, they are finally here. Yes, the circular pivots are now in Farming Simulator 22, but there's some things you need to know about them before you use them. And the first thing is that this does not add irrigation into the game. These are going to be used for fertilization or herbicide to take care of your weeds. So once you find the mod on ModHub, you're going to come into your mods and DLC section to be able to find it. Or if you want to go the hard way, you can go here into your tools and then into sprayers, go all the way across to the right, and it's going to be under circular pivot. Now, base price is $45,800. And there are a few things here that you need to make sure that you are selecting as a console player. The first one, it's not really necessary for console. Like, everybody needs to know this, I feel like. It's the field contour guidelines. All right, you want to make sure that this is on yes. And I'm going to show you in a minute how to use these. It's important that you have this if you don't have circular fields. So the next, your coupler configuration doesn't really matter, whichever one you want. Most vehicles can haul both kinds. I'm going to leave this on low hitch right now. Now, the number of sections. This one is interesting, all right, because the width over there says 68 meters, but I'm going to show you in a minute also how that's not exactly true. It's close, but it's not exact. Here on the configuration rotation, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're staying on the 3-minute one if you're on console. All right, so you got the full rotation here, or you can come across and get a 3/4 rotation, or you can get a half rotation, or you can get a quarter rotation. So this is going to be like just like pieces in a pie, right? If you're on quarter, you're only going to get 1 out of the 4 pieces. If you're on half, it's going to be 2. Half of it. 3/4 is going to be, you're going to get, from 12 o'clock on a clock all the way around 9 o'clock. And then full rotation is 3 minutes. Now, it's important that you want to do the 3-minute one here, because if you are on console and you go away, right, it can shut off. So stick with 3 minutes. It's going to be super fast. trust me, you're going to want to leave it there. Now, the color for the pivot, that's going to be the actual pipes and everything like that. And then the trailer, you can customize that color however you like. And then the rim color, obviously you can do whatever you like here. The rim does change the rim color on the pivot itself, not just the trailer that you were driving. So let's go ahead and get this thing right here. I'm going to go ahead and lease it. So now you've got your vehicle hooked up to it, you need to go ahead and get out into the field. So one thing that I noticed the very first time that I hooked up to this thing, it seemed like it didn't want to move, all right? So I had to unhook it and then rehook it back up, and it was completely fine. So I'm going to show you right here about how big. And the question is, how do I know exactly where I need to put this? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and bring up my help menu right here. If I hold my L1 bumper, you see my right joystick, I've got some commands with. If I go left and right, nothing's really happening except that thing right there showing up. Well, that's actually up and down on my command or on my joystick. All right. So the white outline, I don't know if you could see it very well in the background. It's actually showing up back there as well. But if I come around over to here, you can see it very well. And let me go and back up. Now, this right here is the diameter that you're going to have on this thing. Yes, the diameter, because it's going to go in a full circle. So the distance that you saw in the store, that's actually the radius. That's only going to be one direction from the center point. And in this instance here, it's 68 meters. So that's actually going to be 136 meters that you are going to be able to cover with this one right here. So what you could do is, just start backing up till you get kind of over to the edge of the field. And then all you got to do is just walk over here and make sure that's exactly where you want it to be if you're on, close to the edge. So I'm going to come out here. You can see there's my edge right there. That's how much farther that I need to go. So it may take you a little bit to get this thing put in place, but that is how you're going to be able to do it. There were some videos early on taking a look at this, and it was a very green wall. I think Giants asked to have that switched over to this more clear color right here. So we're going to back up just a little bit more. Let's go right there. Let's check this again. And yeah, that's going to work. All right there is going to work for me. Let's hop back into our vehicle here, and you can see that over on the other side, I'm not quite covering all the way to the other edge of the field. And what you could do here, you could put this thing down, do your work, and then move it, and then, do it again. The problem is you're going to be using a lot more product if you're doing it that way. Now, I don't have precision farming on right now. I am going to be taking a look at this in the secondary video here, looking at the precision farming aspect of this. Now, the other thing you have to worry about is the sides, right? So you may have to adjust your positioning here a couple different times. But once you get that put in place, go ahead and bring this back down. Now, the way you bring it up is you go down on your joystick, and the way you take it down is go up. So it's inverted. All right. So next, what I want to do is go ahead and detach from my equipment here. I'm going to go ahead and move my truck just a little bit out of the way, right there. I think that's going to be good enough. So now I need to go ahead and hop into this piece of equipment right here. It's like a vehicle, so I'm just going to hit square. It's going to take me in. Now, this is the vehicle. So what I want to do now is go ahead and open the cover. I'm going to hit up on the D-pad, and you can see that it's going to start building it, and it's going to put it in the direction that the rear of the trailer. Now, it's only one section right now, okay? Now, just imagine if this thing was 4 sections long, how far out there that would be. And don't worry, I'm going to show you exactly how big that's going to be here in just a few moments. And before we get started here, I want to go ahead and show you that this field has 0 fertilizer in it right now. You can see that I do have my fertilizer turned on. So I'm going to turn this on and off. You can see all the other fields are showing up. This one has absolutely nothing. We're back in the pivot right now. What I want to do first is go ahead and turn on the engine. So R1 and square is going to go ahead and turn it on. You can see my RPMs over in the bottom right actually jumped up a little bit to about 8,500. Now what I need to do is go ahead and turn on the sprayer. That's going to be your L1 and square, and you can see that your product is starting to come out. Now you can also see that down there in the bottom right hand corner, I'm already using product. Yeah, like 2 liters, 3 liters, right? 4 liters here really soon. So what I want to do now is go ahead and just start my rotation. Now this is going to take 3 minutes to get all the way around. Now, when I bring up my map, you can see that we are actually putting fertilizer down. If I toggle back and forth, you can see that it's getting bigger as that thing goes around. It is putting down 1 stage of fertilizer for us. And I've heard that you don't necessarily want to leave any equipment in the path of this thing. Let's see what's going to happen here. We are getting ready to pass over top of our TLX 1982 special by David. Is it going to pass over it? No problems. Or is it going to have a collision? Well, that didn't seem to have a problem. Maybe if it's in the way of the wheels. Yeah, don't put it in the way of the wheels. Let's take a look at our pattern here and see if there was anything that happened. I'm going to go ahead and go over here and get rid of vehicles. And then we are going to come back over here and take a look at our fertilizer. And yeah, it went directly over top of it. It was completely fine. We are just about done here with the full rotation. Let's go ahead and jump out here. And you can see that as soon as it gets to the end here, it's going to slow down just a little bit. And then it's going to stop. But the spraying is still going to keep going. So you need to make sure you turn that off. L1 and square turns off your sprayer. And now you're good to go. Right now, the next time that you want to do this, you actually are going to rotate it to the left. So if I wanted to put down another pass on another growth cycle, I hold my L1, hit X again, and it's going to go the opposite direction. So another thing that you need to keep in mind, if you are wanting to move this, you have to make sure that you turn off the engine. And then whenever you close the cover, it actually needs to be back in the original position. So I moved it all the way around to the right. I actually just had to move it all the way back around to the left before I could actually close the cover on it. Keep that in mind. So it's pretty simple. All you gotta do, hook up to it if you want to move it, and then just take it to your new location. Now, the interesting thing is you're not necessarily gonna be able to see exactly where your fertilizer is at, on your map down here, because, the only way to see it is to truly come in here. And one other thing that you notice is you've got this circle right in the middle. That's where your pivot was at. But it doesn't show up in your field, right? So you don't have that fertilizer right there. If you're worried about maximum yield and fertilization, then you're probably going to want to make sure you hit that with some type of spot spraying. But once you're over here in your new location, just kind of check and see. You can see how big your circle is there. The center of your triangle up there with your vehicle, this right here, that is, your vehicle, your trailer's behind it. So, probably go a little bit farther over here, right? And then drop it down and just reset your, do the cover again, reset this thing, and then go on and do your next pass. Now, for those of you that want to go all in on this mod and get the 4-section unit, there's something that you need to know. And that's how massive this thing actually is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pull up right here. All right, so this is the center of my pivot. I want you to watch and see over there in front of me where exactly this the outline of this is going to be. Yeah, all the way over there. You are literally almost all the way to the road over there on that side, and that's only half. I still got the other rotation over here. This is a absolutely monster of a spread on this thing. All right, it's literally like 4.5 times, and I think you're going to be able to cover the entire map, right? You could put 16 of these down on a 2x map right now, and they wouldn't touch, but they would be almost touching, right? So this thing is massive. I honestly don't think there's any field here in Elm Creek that you're going to be able to use this on. You might be able to put it right here in the middle and not contact anything, but I'm pretty sure you're going to be running into the road. There's some poles over here. I mean, but seriously, guys, this thing is not designed for Elm Creek. You're going to want to use it maybe on like a Welker or like a Fox Farms, or maybe even like a No Man's Land or something like that, and really put make your fields very, very specific. You're going to get some trees out of the way, right? But this thing is a monster. Be careful. Don't get it out in your field, set it up, and then be questioning why in the world you're hitting stuff. It's massive, guys. Well, everybody, I think that's just about everything you need to know here about this piece of equipment. It's going to be a lot of fun to use this, and I can't wait to see what everybody else comes up with. Wait, fertilizer and lime at the same time? How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I'm going to show you something really awesome about the Lizard bulk and manure system, and that is that you can actually, attach these together and do two jobs at the same time. Yes, you could throw manure in one and your lime in the other, and if you've got a big enough tractor or truck, then you're going to be able to apply both at the same time. You can see right here that this says needs lime, and I've got 0 fertilizer, and then right here I've got 50% fertilizer, and it no longer says need lime. And that's because I was able to put my manure in the first one and the lime in the back. You've got a attachment point right here, and you've got this little thing right here. It's a hidden attacher, y'all. This one doesn't have it, and let me show you in the store what I mean. So you're not going to be able to find this under manure spreaders or your fertilizer spreader. If you come here and you take a look, it's not here. Where it's going to be is up here in trailers, and you go all the way over to where your mods are, and you're going to see 3 different options. What I'm going to be taking a look at today is the regular BAM's tipper trailer right here. This thing can hold anywhere from 53,000 all the way up to 250,000 liters. Now, it's not just for manure or lime. You can actually hold a lot of the other bulk items as well. Pretty much just about anything else that you need to, except for like production items, right? Anything that you're going to need for your farm, you're going to be able to put here in this trailer. And another thing that you need to make sure of, if you're wanting to use this as a spreader, you need to come over here and actually select the spreader system. So 53,000 liters is going to be your regular spreader system. You're going to go to 66,000 liters, which is the extended capacity spreader. And then your Unreal is 250. The really cool thing is you don't have an option for attachers except for the rear one. Down here, it says rear hitch or none, and all that's going to do is just throw the point right here to be able to attach another trailer onto the end of it. But how did I get the one on the front on that other trailer I've already got on the farm? Well, it's actually pretty simple. All you have to do is just take a regular attachment point, be it a tractor, a truck, whatever you want to haul this thing around with, and you're going to back up. And when you get to about right here, you're going to see that you get a notification down at the bottom to be able to attach. So when I hit X, now that bottom part actually shows up. And the same thing is going to happen for, as long as you want this train to be, you just keep doing that, and they're going to keep attaching to each other as long as you have the rear hitch also. And let me go and show you that this trailer truly does have 2 attachment points on it. I'm going to go ahead and back up to, I don't know, about right here, and you can see that it's going to go ahead and attach. If I disconnect that now and I continue to back up, it's going to go away, and then I'm going to get another one right here. So I'm going to pull forward just a little bit more, and now it's attaching it to a standard 5th wheel. So you can use a regular semi truck with this, or you can use a tractor with a regular pull behind like you would any other piece of equipment. Now that I've got both containers full of manure and lime, I'm going to go ahead and I've got them unfolded already. I'm going to go ahead and turn them on, and you can see that everything is going to start coming out the rear. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit cruise on this. And let's see how fast we can go. Now this thing is already at 14, 15, 16. We're getting to 17 miles an hour. 18. So yeah, you don't need any type of fast equipment with this. Just get you a tractor with a whole lot of horsepower, and you're going to be able to go 19, 20 miles an hour. I mean, if you've got an even faster tractor, I'm sure you could get a little bit more out of it. We're going 22 already. Now, one thing to be careful of when you're trying to turn around, don't turn too sharp, or the trailers are going to collide and then give you a little bit of a fun time here. So if I do it like this, you can see they're starting to, they're contacting each other, and it's not the best at all, because your product is still coming out. You can see that in that one little pass right there, we've used over 50% of our fertilizer, and it's just going to keep putting it down. We've already been by here, but it's just going to keep applying it, as you can see right there. So be careful with that. And if manure is not your thing and you like solid fertilizer a little bit better, yeah, this trailer will hold that as well. Let's go ahead, turn it on here, and as you can see, we are go ahead and putting down our fertilizer, solid fertilizer, and our lime at the exact same time. And this is 48 meters wide, y'all. That is a super wide swath right there. Solar Guy Modding, you absolutely nailed it with this. Guys, you got to check it out. Go get it on ModHub. If you're into fast farming or just efficient farming, and you like only one piece of equipment, you're definitely gonna want this thing. Well, that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, go and give it a thumbs up if you would. If you want to stay up to date on all my future content here on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell too. And while you're waiting on those videos, go and check out one of these two right here. Have a great day, night, evening, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver53, signing off.